Hi everyone, this is a quick video to show you how to assemble my adorable Easter pop-up card. I've shared this card in my Facebook group, so if you'd like to use it, you'll find a link for the group in the description right under this video. So this is a cute little pop-up card that I shared in my Facebook group, my crafting group, Carol's Cricut Crafts. It's super easy to make, but I did have a few people ask if I can show how I assembled it, as probably they've never done a pop-up card before. So I'm just doing a quick video to show that. So this is the second one I cut out. You have all these print and cut pieces. You're welcome to change any that you don't want to use or replace them if they happen to be. I believe the clouds that I used might have been a purchase file, so you can just change them for different clouds or put something else that you want on it. So the first thing I do with this, you have the grass area or the green area, the outside card, and the inside card with the pop-up cuts. So the first thing I do is score out down the center, give it a good score, and then I flip it in and score it again. And I find this makes the cutouts easier to work with. So we have one on the side. Make sure that your cuts are loose, and you're just going to pop it in towards you, flatten it down, and press out your score lines. I do one at a time. I find it easier than trying to handle two. So we have one on the second side. I'm just going to press it down well so that it pops easily. See how easy that was? So now we have the center one, and you can see on the center one that there's a top where I put the Happy Easter. That cutout we're going to do last. So we're going to do this large center one. Just pop it out towards you. We'll fold it down. I hope you can't hear the landscapers in the background. They're so noisy. So we've got that center one folded out. You can see it. And the middle one, the top one I should say, is a little tricky. So I had to I ran a stylus along the score lines to help with the folding, and then we're going to fold this in and fold it down again, and there you go. A little tricky, but you can do it. And just make the score lines nice and crisp, and there we go. Those are your pop-ups that you need to decorate. So we're just going to see how this looks on the inside of the card, and that looks perfect. That's how we want it to look. So the next thing we're going to do is add this inside layer to the pink, or to the outside, I should say. So I'm just going to place it centered where I want it and fold this down. I'm going to add some adhesive. So make sure that it's up against the score on the pink layer, on the outside layer, and we'll just add some adhesive. I'm using Tombow. I find that when I use this water-based Tombow, I find that I can make sure you don't get any on this middle section, or it won't move. So when I use this water-based Tombow, I find that sometimes it shows a bit on the cardstock, but as it dries, it goes away. So let's just make sure this is centered properly, and we'll fold down our pink layer and adhere it. That should be good. and it is. So now to do it the easiest way, I just flip it over and I do the same. Fold down the white layer, the inside layer. We'll add the adhesive. And once again, we'll fold down the pink layer. I'm going to stop the video here, wait for the landscapers to leave, and I'll continue because they're really loud. I think the landscapers are gone. It's really quiet out there at the moment, so I'll hope for the best. Fingers crossed. So we have our inside adhered to the outside. I didn't add any outside decorations in the card file. I left it up to you to decide what you want to put on the outside. I think I'm just going to print and cut some bunny paws and put them on the outside, that's all, to keep it simple. So the next thing we're going to do is add our green layer. We want it under our decorations, so we're going to add the green layer next. If you can see that. I'm going to put the adhesive on this layer, not on the base, because I don't want to end up with adhesive where I don't need it. So I'm just going to add it here. Around the edge. A little bit in the middle. That should do it. And we'll just slide it into place. Make sure it's centered. And that looks good. Okay. I use the light green so that when I write on it, we'll be able to see it easily. So that's our bottom layer. And all we're going to do now is install our decorations. So when you're adding your small decorations on the side, you want to make sure that you put the adhesive on the pop-out, not on the decoration, because if you put too much adhesive in the wrong place and fold it closed, it will stick to the top. So to be cautious, put the adhesive on the pop-out layer. Okay. And when you add your image, you don't want to put it right down flat. Just put it slightly above the score line so that it doesn't get bent when you fold it closed. There's my first flower. I'll do the same on the other side. There's my little one. And I'll just put it a bit up from the score line and fold it to adhere it. There we go. And the two flowers are on. So now maybe I'll put the Happy Easter on first. So I'm not reaching behind it, behind the other decorations. We'll just add some adhesive. Place it on where I want it. That looks good, I think. And I'll just fold it down. Cute. There's the Happy Easter. And then I have this flower that I'm putting right on, and my bunny. So I'm just going to check where I'm putting my flower to make sure it shows enough. And pull it out a little bit. That looks good. Put some adhesive on it. I'll just put my flower back up. And a bit raised from the score line. Press it down again. That looks great. And now my bunny goes on. But I'm going to use a pop-up behind the bunny to give it a little more dimension. So we'll just take one of these. And I'm going to put it on the cutout rather than on the bunny, so I don't put them in the wrong place. There, you can see that I added them there. I'll just take off the cover layer. Sticking to me. And we'll add the bunny. I think I put him a little too low. I did exactly what you shouldn't do. Don't put it too low because you don't want it to bend when the card is folded. That looks cute. And the bunny's popped out a bit to give it even more dimension. Now I'm going to decorate the back, but you don't have to use pop-ups if you don't want to, and you don't have to use any of these images if you don't want to. You can change them up for something you do want to use. I'll add my sun. And this little cloud, I'm going to use a different, whoops, oh my, I'm going to use a different pop-up tape because the dots that I have are quite thick and I don't want it to pop up that much. I just want the cloud a little bit raised, so I'll use this tape. And I'll put it on my cloud. Let's see how I did this one. I did it that way. I'll let it overlap onto the sun a little bit. You can see how that is. And my last cloud, and we're done. So I'll add some adhesive on this one. I'm going to put it flat on the card, just like the sun. We'll put it over here. And there you go, all done. Super easy to assemble. The hardest part is popping out those cutouts, but you can do it. It's really not hard, or difficult to do, I should say. You can do it. Make sure everything is adhered really well. And there we go. I needed 2 and 2 are done. So I hope you're going to enjoy this card file. Please post pictures in the group if you do make any. I'd love to see how they turn out. And as mentioned, feel free to change any of the decorations that you want. Show us the outside if you decorate it. I hope you're going to enjoy it, and thank you for watching.